In the kidney of mammal, the site of ultrafiltration is the correct option here is B. Normally, ultrafiltration occurs in the glomerulus, and the filtrate flows into the Bowman's capsule. Okay, this structure is called the nephron. You have millions of these in our kidneys. That's where urine is actually formed. So blood from the renal artery flows into the glomerulus, and smaller materials like urea, like uric acid, like water, like salts, glucose will filter through the glomerulus into the Bowman's capsule. And then it flows down. The useful materials like glucose, most of the water will be reabsorbed back into the blood. Okay, so the correct option here is B, Bowman's capsule. This is where ultrafiltration takes place. The blood is filtered in the glomerulus, but flows into the Bowman's capsule. Which of the following is involved in secondary thickening in plants? For plants to grow in width horizontally, the vascular cambium, the core cambium, has to multiply. The cells there have to grow. So the correct option here is C, vascular cambium and cork cambium. Okay, they are involved in the secondary growth in plants. Okay. An example of a fruit that develops from a single carpel is the beans. Correct option here is C. The carpel is made up of the stigma, the style, and the ovary. That's the female part of a flower. It's called the carpel. Some flowers can have more than one carpel, but some flowers have only one. They're called monocarpous flowers. Okay, and the beans develops from monocarpous flowers. Correct option here is C. The developing embryo is usually contained in the part labeled II in the womb, the uterus. That's where the developing embryo develops. That's correct option here is C. The function of the part labeled III is to II is the ovary. Okay, so the function of that is to produce egg cells. The correct option here is A. Okay. I here is the fallopian tube. II is the uterus. III Roman number 3 is the ovary, and IV Roman number 4 is the vagina. So the part labeled III is for production of egg cells. The correct option is A. Plant growth can be artificially stimulated by the addition of A, gibberellins. Gibberellins are plant hormones that stimulate growth. They are growth promoters. Another growth promoter is auxin. Okay, they are growth promoters. They cause the cells to elongate, increase in size. Okay, so gibberellin is the correct answer here, option A. The autonomic nervous system consists of neurons that control. The correct option here is B, the heartbeat. The heartbeat is controlled by muscles known as the cardiac muscles, and cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles are controlled by the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system controls smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, muscles of your respiratory system, muscles of your digestive system are controlled by the autonomic nervous system. They are involuntary muscles. So correct option here is B. Plants of temperate origin can be grown in tropical areas in the vegetation zone of the montane forest. Correct option here is D. Forests on mountains can be, that place can be very, very cold, just like the temperate regions of the world. Okay, so the correct option here is D. The water cycle is maintained by B. Evaporation and condensation of water in the environment. Water evaporates from liquid form to gaseous form to form water vapor, and then the water vapor condenses, that's from gaseous water to liquid water, okay, and then falls as rain, that's precipitation. So both evaporation and condensation help to maintain the water cycle. The correct option here is B. Organisms living in the estuarine habitat are adapted to, the correct option here is C, withstand wide fluctuation in salinity. Of course, estuarine habitat is a mixture of marine water and fresh water. An example is the lagoons. In the lagoons, you have a mixture of fresh water and marine water, that's water from the sea or oceans. So there's always fluctuation in the level of salt in such water bodies because of the rising of the water level in the ocean or sea. So the correct option is C.